So say you're out driving on a Sunday and you decide to drive through your favorite neighborhood. Then you see an open house sign and your heart stops. You love this neighborhood and the houses here rarely go on sale. So you stop, you walk through the house. It's everything you imagined. You love it. You talk with the real estate agent on your way out. You take a listing sheet and their business card. Later on, you're talking it over with your spouse and you decide to make an offer. What now? Questions start racing through your head, like what is the best process for this? Who do we call? Do we call the listing agent? This may sound familiar. You may have been through this process yourself or someone else you know. So you certainly could call the listing agent. But you should be aware of the situation this presents and what your options are. Most buyers have some concerns like, who do we call about getting the best mortgage rate? There's concerns about paying too much. Who do we call about inspections? Because you're concerned about buying a home with major problems and being able to close on the sale in your best time frame. Maybe you've heard that you will save money on commissions if you go directly to the listing agent. If the cost of the agent commissions are included in the sale contract and the asking price, keep in mind who's putting out the money in this transaction. If the seller agreed to including the listing agent's commission and the buyer agent's commission in their contract, and you contacted the listing agent directly, the commissions for both sides would be going to the listing agent. If you entered into a dual agency contract, this is where the listing agent is helping both the seller and the buyer with a dual agency agreement to complete the transaction. They advise only both sides, and this is the same agent that was originally hired to represent the seller exclusively. Note that in a dual agency arrangement, the agent can only advise to the extent of providing answers to questions like about the process, but they cannot provide guidance on how much to offer. Or you could represent yourself. Research and shop the mortgage, find an attorney to take care of the title process with the title company, negotiate the contract, shop and schedule your home inspections, and guide the rest of the process. Remember the typical buyer concerns we talked about earlier? This is where you should ask if you want to put yourself through one of those situations. Or would you want to be represented by your own realtor who has your best interests in mind, working exclusively for you, who helps you negotiate and guides you through all the steps of the contract and the transaction, someone who has proven reliable home inspectors, attorneys, and mortgage lenders to refer to you. This is probably the biggest purchase you're going to make. It's much more than buying a car. So remember that even if you purchase a home 10 years ago, laws and processes change over time, and it may be difficult to recall all the steps you went through years ago. My bet would be to rely on the professional realtor who has the proven process on my side. Thanks. Let me know if you have any questions.